Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sylvia Barrock and in today's video I'm going to talk about the best IPO stock to watch now. Stay tuned. Before I start guys, I would like to inform you that I'm going to host a free webinar this Friday at 12 EST. So feel free to check the link below in the description box and register. I will going to talk about a lot of different setups in different market conditions, and I will host this webinar together with Doug Rumor. So feel free to join us and bring your thoughts and also your stock which you want us to analyze for you. We're going to discuss everything in detail for you. So now the stock which I would like to talk about is called FIGS. As you can see, we have a very nice looking chart here, strong breakout, very nice momentum, and a tiny consolidation. So guys, if you're trading IPOs, I would like to mention something, and that is something about trading IPOs right at the beginning when they go publicly. So the problem with that is if you jump right the first or second day, you might end up losing money because the problem is the price is not settled, everything is going wild, upside down, and I personally don't like to do that. If I'm trading IPOs, I really like to give them some time to settle down, to develop some kind of a pattern, and after that I start looking into those stocks after I see that they slowed down a little bit and they have some kind of a pattern. And that is exactly what we see here. Actually, it's a very nice looking chart. So we see here the first 2 days were huge green days. We went from 28 to 34 in 2 days. Continue higher, but then it pulled back into this 200 EMA and started to consolidate here to build a support area around 29.40. So again, for those of you who are new to this channel, why is that a support area? This is the previous low, and if the stock starts to consolidate about around certain area, this becomes support. This high here was the previous high of the stock back here, and this was a resistance area. As soon as the stock breaks out of this area, this becomes our new support area. So what happened is that the stock went into this area, rejected here once, tried one more time, rejected a little bit again, but then it finally made it, and we have a very nice breakout here. So this stock basically went, since the initial public offering, it went from 28.25 to 50.40. So this is of course a huge move, and I do expect some growth of this stock. That's why I really like it. But not only I like the fundamentals, I really like the fact that this stock broke out with a lot of momentum here. This gives me the idea that a lot of bulls are interested and a lot of buyers are interested in that stock. We see a lot of momentum to the upside, and that's why I'm looking, of course, at this stock for possible setups. So what do I see here is that after this huge breakout, we slowed down a little bit, which is totally normal, and we started to go sideways and pull back a little bit. So what is important for me when I see that a stock is pulling back? I want to see a slowdown into some support area or into some EMAs. And in this case, the stock pulled back into the 20 EMA. So by the way, guys, I'm using the moving averages 9, 20, 50, and 200. So this is here, the green one is the 9, this one is the 20, the 50, and the 200. Again, those are most of the time for me as a guide. I really don't make trades only based on the moving averages. So if everything else looks good, I will make a trade. But if we have some kind of issues, or if I'm not sure about certain things, I would not jump into the stock only because only because it is above the moving average. So what we saw here is, like I mentioned, we have strong momentum. We see a slowing down of the stock, and we see also reversal candles around this moving average. So this means that every time the stocks go here into the 41 area, bulls are stepping in, buyers are stepping in, and they're buying the stock higher. So those lows cannot sustain. There's not enough selling pressure to push the price of the stock at this moment lower. And that's why I like this stock. And also today I saw this breakout. This is actually a picture perfect setup. So what you want to see is, after a huge breakout, a little bit of a slowdown, a little bit of a pullback, and maybe some kind of a consolidation into some support area with some kind of a reversal candle. So you always want to see some sign that bulls are stepping in and showing buying interest. You don't want to catch the falling knife and buy straight into into where the sellers are selling the stock without having any clue if this is the end or if this might continue to go lower. So you always want to make sure you see some kind of a reversal candle, some kind of a some bullish candlestick formations and patterns, and that is when you can start looking into the stock as an entry and to buy it. So guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I also have a free trading course, and I'm discussing some of those aspects there, so feel free to check this out as well. I'm going to post the link just below as well in the description box. And also for those of you who want to learn more on really in depth on a very different level of trading, feel free to check out the Baroque Accelerator trading course. I'm explaining there a lot of those things in detail, what to look for, how to calculate your risk reward, how to find best looking setups, when it is good to buy a stock, to sell a stock, and what price levels are important, and all that kind of stuff. So feel free to check it out. You will learn a lot, and leave me a comment, of course, if you have any questions regarding to that. So again, this is a very bullish sign here. And what can be traded here is if you are entering this trade above this previous high, which is 45.59, a stop could be placed here just below this area. And because it is an IPO and has some growth potential, you have much more potential to the upside, and not only at 50.40. So normally 50.40 is our resistance area. And if I have a regular stock, I will start looking for an exit there. But because this is a new stock, because we have a lot of growth potential, I think we might break this out and continue higher. And the good thing about that is that if you're placing your stop here, you have a certain amount of risk, what you're going to risk there, and your potential to the upside is, of course, very high. So this is how I personally look at those setups and how I calculate them. And again, if you want to know more, let me know. I'm going to answer, of course, your questions. So something else what I really like to look at before I buy a stock is also the fundamentals. Some of you might already know I like looking a little bit more in depth into those companies. I like to know what the company is doing. I like to know if they have some growth, what is it all about. So this gives me a little bit more edge and confidence, conviction when I enter the trade to feel better about that. I don't like buying, companies which are losing money or just have a shady business model or stuff like that. So that's why I focus on very specific things here. So you can find some of that information here at chartmill.com. I will post the link also in the description box if you're interested. That is a free web page. You can check that out. And we have here at the profile, the company profile, we see what the company is doing, and it is saying that Fix Inc. is a US-based company operating in healthcare equipment and supplies industry. The company is headquartered in Santa Monica, California, and currently employs 202 full-time employees. So important for me is also the sector of the company. We have healthcare here. Healthcare sector has been very hot. It continues to go up. And if you check out the healthcare sector ETF, you're going to see that this is a very strong sector and it still continues to have some nice growth potential. So this is something I'm looking at. And when I know I'm in the right sector, then I can look further, of course, what are the fundamentals. Because this is an IPO, guys, we don't have here a lot of information. So we have a little bit of information about the stock, but not enough. And this is pretty normal. You just have to take what you have and go with your chart analysis. So normally we see here the profitability of the company, and we see that fixed return on assets of 30.86% is amongst the best returns of the industry, and Fix outperforms 99% of its industry peers, which is very good. Also, return on equity of 43.55% is very good. It is one of the best returns in the industry. The industry average is 9.95%, and Fix outperforms 92% of its industry peers. So this is, of course, a very good thing to see. What is not good though is that valuation here. So of course, when I'm talking about growth stocks, I've discussed that a couple of times here before in my videos, guys. When we are trading growth stocks, those growth stocks normally are overvalued. They have high valuation, and this is pretty normal for growth stocks. You will rarely find, a very good looking growth stock with a very good valuation. It happens sometimes, but normally the valuation is high. So don't get scared if you see that price earnings ratio is very high here. Growth, the revenue has grown by 138.12% in the past year, and this is a very strong growth. So this is all we have. Of course, a lot of institutional interest on this stock, and again, that's one of the reasons why I like it. I explained the chart, possible entries based on candlesticks and EMAs. So let me know what you think about this IPO, if you like it, and what IPOs have you traded the most successful. So let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I am waiting to see you on Friday in the live webinar, guys. Stay safe, trade well. Thank you so much. Bye.